Hello dear students, I am your educator Raj and welcome to Omnify Education's ICSE Class 10th Revision Series. In this video, we will be discussing about algebra and the topics covered in this would be linear equations and quadratic equations. Also, we will be discussing about the common mistakes committed by the students during attempting the questions. Now beginning with the topic linear inequations. So you all know the statements such as x is less than 3 or x plus 5 is less than equal to 7 or 2x minus 3 is greater than 8 are called linear equations in one variable. So now there are some rules for solving linear inequations. The first and the basic rule is that you always have to reverse the symbol of an inequation when multiplying or dividing by the negative number. Now we can see the rules can be written as the first is if your linear inequation is x is less than 2. Now if I am multiplying it by minus 1, then it becomes minus x. Now you have to change this symbol of the inequation. It will be minus x will be greater than minus 2. Now second is if minus 6x is less than equal to 12. Now if I am dividing it by minus 6, now it will become x is greater than equal to minus 2. And the third rule is if 1 upon x is less than 2. Now here in this case, if I am taking the reciprocal, it will become x would be greater than 1 upon 2. So these are the basic three rules you have to keep in mind while solving the linear inequations. Now let us begin by solving some questions. Now coming on the first question, solve the inequation and represent the solution set on the number line. Minus 3 plus x is less than equal to 8x by 3 plus 2 is less than 14 upon 3 plus 2x where x belongs to set of integers. Now it is given that we have the given inequation as minus 3 plus x is less than equal to 8x upon 3 plus 2 is less than 14 upon 3 plus 2x. So in this case we have to take two separate equations, this and this. So we can write this as minus 3 plus x is less than equal to 8x upon 3 plus 2 and 8x upon 3 plus 2 is less than equal to 14 upon 3 plus 2x. Now what you have to do, you have to take all the variables on one side and terms on the other side. So the basic mistake committed during this section is while taking the positive and negative numbers to the other side of the inequations, the signs are not changed. This leads to a serious error in the questions. So what we do here, we take the variables on the one side and the constant terms on the other side. So this will become x, since it is positive here, hence it will become negative on the other side. So it will be x minus 8x upon 3 is less than equal to 2, and it is negative here, so on this side it will become positive 2 plus 3. And similarly in this case 8x upon 3 minus 2x is less than 14 upon 3 and minus 2. Now taking LCM here, so the LCM would be 3. It will become 3x minus 8x is less than equal to 2 plus 3 and 8x minus 6x upon 3 is less than 14 minus 6 upon 3. Now solving this we get minus 5x upon 3 is less than equal to 5 and 2x upon 3 is less than 8 upon 3. Now here you can multiply the remainder to here this side. So 5x is 15 and 2x, since both have the same reciprocal, it will get cancelled out, so it will become 8. Now here it will be minus x is less than equal to 3 and x is less than 4. Now here in this case we have to change it into this negative value, we have to change it into a positive value. So we will multiply by negative sign on the both sides, and the this symbol of the inequation will get reversed. So it will be x is less than equal to -3 and x is less than 4. So this the solution set becomes -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. 3 because x is less than 4. If it would have been less than equal to 4, then you would have included 4, but here it is only less than 4, so you have to include it till 3. Now let us represent this on a number line. Now our solution set is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Let us see how it is represented on a number line. So the value is -3. Now our original equation was x is less than equal to -3 and x is less than 4. So here in this case -3 would be included in the number line, so -3 would be a dark circle, and as x is less than 4, so we will not include the value of 4, so here at 4 it will be a hollow circle. Always remember, dark circle is used when this term is included in the set, and hollow circle is used whenever the value is not included in the set. So our range would be -3 to +3 to 4, but the 4 one would be a hollow circle, and we will highlight it by this. So this becomes your solution on the representation on the number line. Now coming on the next topic, which is quadratic equations. So as you all know, an equation of the type ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, is called a quadratic equation in the variable x. This is also the general form or the standard form of an quadratic equation. Now let us begin by solving some questions based on quadratic equations. The first question is x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 plus x minus 2 divided by x plus 2 is equal to 3. Now question is x plus 1 upon x minus 1 plus x minus 2 upon x plus 2 is equal to 3. Now to solve this quadratic equation, first we have to make it into a quadratic equation. So what we do is, first of all we will take LCM. So the LCM would be x minus 1 into x plus 2. So here it will become x plus 1 into x plus 2, and here plus x minus 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 3. Now on expanding we get x square plus 3x plus 2 plus x square minus 3x plus 2 upon x minus 1 x plus 2 is equal to 3. Now on cross multiplication we get, and simplifying the values here, we get 2x square plus 4 is equal to 3 x square plus 3x minus 6. Now taking all the terms on the left side, it becomes x square plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now it is important to note here, while transferring from the right hand side to the left hand side, the signs get reversed. Here if it is positive, it becomes negative, and here if it is negative, it becomes positive. So now let us factorize this equation to find the x. What we'll do is we'll split the middle terms and apply the zero product rule. So how to split the middle terms? The factors would be x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. So how did we write these factors? So see, the coefficient of x square is 1 and here it is 10. So you multiply 10 by 1, you get it as 10. 2 5s are 10. So the factors are 2 and 5. And on addition or subtraction, we have to get this number 3. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Hence, what we are doing, we are splitting this middle term into 2 terms. So we get 2 factors. Now, if on taking out the common factors, x, here it will be x plus 5 and minus 2. So again, minus x, since it is negative, and if a positive number is multiplied by the negative number, it becomes negative, and similarly plus 5 equal to 0. Hence the two factors will be x plus 5 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. So we get our answer as x is equal to 2 comma minus 5. Now let us solve this the same question by the Sridhar Acharya method and see whether we get the same answer or not. Now we had been given this equation. So we know the general form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So first of all, we have to make this equation into a quadratic equation. Now let us use quadratic formula or Sridhar Acharya's method to solve this question. Now, as you all know, in this method, x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now, the value of the a from here would be a will be 1, b would be 3 and c would be minus 10. The important thing to remember during this step is you have to include the sign also. Here all the terms are positive. If any term here is negative, you have to take its sign also. Now applying in this formula, x becomes minus of 3 plus minus under root minus 3 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 10 upon 2 into 1. So it will be minus 3 plus minus 3 square is plus 9 and minus 4 into 1 into minus 10 would be plus 40 upon 2. So it would be minus 3 plus minus under root 49 upon 2. So you will get it as minus 3 plus minus 7, which is the square root of 49 upon 2. So this is your value of x. Now here whenever we take under root, you get two values at positive and negative. So in the case first, when x is equal to minus 3 plus 7 upon 2, your answer would be 4 upon 2. So hence x would be 2. And in the second case, when x would be minus 3 minus 7 upon 2, so your x would be minus 10 upon 2 and x is equal to minus 5. So you can see by using the splitting the middle term method or Sridhar Acharya method or quadratic formula, the answer at the end achieved is same. Now let us come on the second question. Find the discriminant of the following equations and hence find the nature of the roots. The given quadratic equation is 3x square minus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. You have to find the nature of the roots. So first of all, we will apply the quadratic formula. So here in this case, a would be 3, b would be minus 5 and c would be minus 2. Now to find the nature of the root, first and foremost you have to find the discriminant. So d is b square minus 4ac. Now here in this case, b square will be minus 5 square minus 4 into 3 into minus 2. So it will become 25 and it will become plus 3 for the 12, 24, 24. So it will be 49. So now d is 49. So the value of d is 49. So d is greater than 0, which means that your roots are real and distinct. The roots are real and distinct. If in some cases on solving this d, which is known as discriminant, now in some cases if your d is less than 0, then the nature of the roots will be imaginary or the roots will be not real. And the third case arises when d is equal to 0. Hence in this case the roots will be roots are real and equal. So before solving any quadratic equation, first of all you have to find the discriminant if you are using the Sridharacharya method. So if the d comes greater than 0, then the roots would become real and distinct, and d greater than 0 means the value of d would be positive. If d is less than 0 means the value of d becomes negative, then the roots will be imaginary or not real, hence you cannot solve that quadratic equation. And if d comes equal to 0, the roots are real and equal. Now let us solve some word problems based on quadratic equations. There are three consecutive positive integers such that the sum of the square of the first and the product of the other two is 154. What are the integers? So now let the first integer be x and second integer be x plus 1 and the third integer be x plus 2. Now according to question, three consecutive positive integers such that the sum of the square of the first and the product of the other two is 154. So now using this we have to make out a quadratic equation. So it would be square of the first plus product of the other two is equal to 154. Now on further solving this equation we get it as x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 154. Now on further simplifying it, as we get it as 2x square plus 3x and moving this term to here minus 152 is equal to 0. Now here a quadratic equation is achieved. Now we can solve this by any method, either by splitting the middle term or by quadratic formula. So if you split the middle term, again you have to take these two numbers and multiply it and take out their factors to get the number as 3. So on splitting the middle term, I get it as 2x square plus 19x minus 16x minus 152 is equal to 0. On further solving it, I get the values as 2x plus 19 and x minus 8 equal to 0, which gives on x as x is equal to minus 19 upon 2 or x is equal to 8. So in this case I would neglect the negative value and take only the positive value. The most important thing to be remembered here is you have find out the value x which you have taken as 8. Now the most common mistakes committed by students here is that they stop their answer here only, but the complete answer would be after finding the first integer you have to find the second and the third integer. So if your first integer would be x is equal to 8. Now the second integer you have taken it as x plus 1, so it will be 8 plus 1 9, and the third integer x plus 2 would be 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So your numbers would be 8, 9 and 10 respectively. Now coming on the second question. A two-digit positive number is such that the product of its digit is 6. If 9 is added to the number, the digits interchange their places. Find the number. So now let the two-digit number be x and y. Why we have taken x as y? Because y would be at 1's place and x would be at 10's place. Now the number, according to this, the number would become 10x plus y, and if the digits interchange their places, the new number would be 10y plus x after interchanging the places. Now the second condition is given that 10x plus y plus 9 is equal to 10y plus x. this is the most important step. Here, using the condition, you have to frame out a equation. Now, it is also given the product of two numbers x, y is equal to 6. So, y becomes 6 upon x. In quadratic equation, as you know, the general form of the equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, you can see here only x variable is taken into consideration. So, what you have to do while solving the question based on quadratic equation, you have to convert one variable in terms of the other variable so that your equations become into a quadratic equation. So now substituting the value of y in this equation, it would become 10x plus 6 upon x plus 9 is equal to 10 into 6 upon x plus x. Now solving this equation, it becomes x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now you can simply factorize this quadratic equation. So you would get x plus 3 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now here we get the value of x as 2 comma minus 3. Again, we would neglect the negative value and take only the positive value into consideration. So the value of x would be 2. Now here you see you have found out the value of x, but the question asked find the number. So many students, what they do is they leave their answer here only, but this is not the complete solution. After finding the value of x, you have to find the value of y also. So the value of y would be 6 upon 2, which would be equal to 3. Hence your number, what your number, you have taken the number as xy, so your number would be 23, which is the required solution. Now coming on the next question. If the perimeter of a rectangular plot is 68 meter and the length of its diagonal is 26 meter, find its area. So we have been given perimeter is equal to 68 meter and diagonal is equal to 26 meter. Now we know the perimeter of a rectangle is twice into length plus breadth. Hence the length plus breadth would be perimeter upon 2 by this formula, and according to the question we have been given L plus B is 68 upon 2, which gives it as 34 meter. Now let us suppose the length be x meter and similarly the length plus breadth is 34 meter, so the breadth would be 34 minus x meter. So again I have not taken x and y, but I only have taken x and in terms of x, so that I can easily represent it in the form of a quadratic equation. So according to the given question, we can write it as length square plus breadth square is equal to diagonal square. So it would be x square plus 34 minus x square is equal to 26 square. So upon solving this, we get x square minus 34x plus 240 is equal to 0. This is the required quadratic equation. Now on factorization of this quadratic equation, we get our value x is equal to 10 or x is equal to 24. Now since length would be greater than the breadth, so we will neglect this 10 and we will take only x length as 24. So if the length is 24, L is equal to 24, then the breadth becomes 34 minus x, which in this case 34 minus 24, it becomes 24 meter and 10 meter. Now you also have to find its area. So the area, the formula of the area of a rectangular plot is L into B. So L is 24 and breadth is 10. Hence your area would be 240 meter square. Now coming on the next question. In an auditorium, the number of rows are equal to the number of seats in each row. If the number of rows is doubled and the number of seats in each row is reduced by 5, Then the total number of seats is increased by 375. How many rows are there? So now we will first assume, let us assume the number of rows be x and number of seats in each row is also x as the number of rows. Now the total number of seats would be the number of rows multiplied by the number of seats in each row, which would give you x square. Now according to the question and the condition given in the question, 2 into x multiplied by x minus 5 will give you x square plus 375. Upon solving this, we get it as 2x square minus 10x minus 375 is equal to 0. Now you have made a quadratic equation out of the given conditions in the question. Now upon solving this quadratic equation by any method, you would get x as 25 or minus 15. Since we are talking about the number of rows and the seats in each row, the number cannot be neglected, so you will neglect this value and you will only consider the positive value. So the number of rows would be 25 and the number of seats in each row would be 25. Now coming on the next question. An aeroplane traveled a distance of 400 km at an average speed of x km per hour. On the return journey, the speed was increased by 40 km per hour. Write down an expression for the time taken for the onward journey, the return journey. If the return journey took 30 minutes less than the onward journey, write down an equation in x and hence find its value. So in these questions, what you have to remember this basic formula: speed is equal to distance upon time. And on forming the quadratic equation, you have to remember, if you are taking in terms of speed, then all the values on the either side of the equation, LHS and RHS, should be in terms of speed. Similarly, in terms of distance or in times, the values should be same. So here we have been given the distance as 400 km and the average speed is x km per hour. So from this formula we know time would be distance upon speed. Hence, according to the question, if the distance is 400 km and the average speed is x, so the time taken would be 400 upon x hours. And for the return journey, the time taken would be 400 upon x plus 40 hours. Why? Because while in the return journey, the speed was increased by 40 kilometers per hour. So now we have all the variables, we can frame out a quadratic equation based on this. So it would be 400 upon x, the time which was taken for the onward journey, which was less as compared to the time taken on the return journey. 400 upon x plus 40 will give you 30 upon 60. Why? As the return journey took 30 minutes less, so I have converted this 30 minutes into hours. So upon solving this, we get our quadratic equation as x square plus 40x minus 32000 is equal to 0. On solving this equation, I get the value of x as minus 200 or 160. Now the speed of the aeroplane cannot be negative, hence the speed of the aeroplane is 160 kilometers per hour. Now the most important thing to remember in these questions is if you have taken the average speed as x, so your answer would be in speed. If you have taken time as x, so after finding the time you have to find the speed or the distance as asked in the question. So what you have to remember is what you have taken as x, and accordingly you have to find out the solution. Now coming on the next question. Two pipes running together can fill a tank in 11.9 minutes. If one pipe takes 5 minutes more than the other to fill the tank, find the time in which each pipe would fill the tank. Now, before solving this question, I would like to point out that while solving time and distance or filling of water tanks question or one work done by a man in one day question, these questions are all based on inverse variation. So you have to take the reciprocal before solving the equations. So here, let the time taken by pipe A be x minutes. So according to the given condition, the time taken by pipe B will be x plus 5 minutes. So now the first tank A, in 1 minute it would get filled by 1 upon x, and tank B would be 1 upon x plus 5. So this represents the amount of tank filled by pipe A in 1 minute, and similarly the amount of water filled by pipe B in tank B in 1 minute. So both combined A plus B will fill in 1 minute 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 5. Now according to the given question, it takes 11 1 by 9 minutes. So it would be 11 1 by 9 would be 1199 plus 1 upon 9, which would be 100 upon 9. Now since we had taken all these terms in the reciprocal, as it is a question of inverse variation, so this would be also get inverse. So if we equated here, so it would be 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 5 would be 9 upon 100. Upon solving this, we get our equation as 9x square minus 155x minus 500 is equal to 0, which is your required quadratic equation. Now you can solve this by any method. Upon solving it, you get your factors at x minus 20 and 9x plus 25 is equal to 0, which gives your x as 20 or minus 25 upon 9. Similar, so now we are talking in terms of minutes, time, and time can never be a negative quantity, so you will only select the positive number here. So your duration of x would be 20 minutes. So your pipe A would fill in 20 minutes, and your pipe of B, which is x plus 5, it will fill in 25 minutes, which is your required answer. Now coming on the next question. A person was given rupees 3000 for a tour. If he extends his tour program by 5 days, he must cut down his daily expenses by rupees 20. Find the number of days of his tour program. So let us assume that the number of days of tour program be x, and the amount he has for the total duration is rupees 3000. Now according to this condition, the expense for each day would be rupees 3000 divided by the total number of days. Now as it is given in the question that he has to extend his tour program by 5 days. So now the total number of days would be x plus 5. So now his expense would be rupees 3000 upon x plus 5. Now, as it is stated in the question, if he extends his duration by 5 days, he has to cut down his expense by rupees 20. So, forming out a quadratic equation out of it, so 3000 upon x minus 3000 upon x plus 5. The difference in these two would be 20. So, now forming a quadratic equation out of this, we will take LCM and solve it. So we get our quadratic equation as 20x square plus 100x minus 15,000 is equal to 0. Now here in this question you can simplify it, well, like dividing it by 20, so your final would be x square plus 5x minus 750 is equal to 0, which is your required quadratic equation. And upon further solving it, you get your value as x is equal to 25 or minus 30. Now since the days cannot be negative, hence you will omit or neglect the negative value and take only the positive value into consideration. So your x would be 25 and you had taken x as the number of days, so your total number of days would be 25. Now coming on the last question of this topic, the age of a man is twice the square of the age of his son. 8 years hence, the age of the man will be 4 years more than the 3 times the age of his son. Find the present age. Now, let the present age of the son be x years. So therefore, the present age of father, as mentioned in the condition given in the question, will be 2x square years. 8 years hence, matlab after 8 years. So what happens? The son's age would be x plus 8 and the father's age would be 2x square plus 8. Now as stated in the conditions given in the question, it will be 2x square plus 8 is equal to 3 times the age of his son plus 4. So forming again a quadratic equation out of this, you would get it as 2x square minus 3x minus 20 is equal to 0, which is your required quadratic equation of this question. Now upon solving this equation, you get your values as x is equal to 4 or minus 5 upon 2. Now the age cannot be negative, so you will neglect the negative value and take only the positive value in condition into consideration. Hence the present age of the son, your x was the present age of the son, the present age of the son would be 4 years and the present age of the man would be, the father would be 32 years. It is important to note here that many students leave their answer in this step only, but it would be incorrect, as you have to find the present ages of both the son and the father. So you have to further put the value in x and 2x square to find the present age of son and father. So this was our video on linear inequations and quadratic equations. Hope you liked the video. Thank you very much for watching it. Stay tuned for more such videos and keep practicing. Thank you.